So this is what we're dealing with today. It's a 2016 Yamaha cart, but the make and model cart is irrelevant in this case because it's the same with any petrol cart. We are dealing with a start slowly, starts sometimes, or sometimes doesn't start at all issue. Here's where we're going to start. So if I try to give you the symptoms, it's a little slow to start. Sometimes won't start at all, and if you floor it, very slow to start. If I ease on it, and the problem with these issues is sometimes when they're not starting at all, they get misdiagnosed very quickly. So here's where we're going to start. And as I said, model of cart is irrelevant. We're just dealing with petrol golf cart. Pop your cart into service mode, which in the Yamaha, it's just between forward and reverse down here on the selector. And then you'll see you can actually depress the accelerator and it doesn't take off. Now you notice how slow that is to start. If they're not starting at all, it can get misdiagnosed as carburetor issues and fuel pump issues and all that sort of thing. We're going to start right here. Grab a multimeter and put it on your volt setting. And then we're going to check that battery at rest and then under load. Now why I say we're going to test it at rest and under load is because they will test at rest probably a lot better than you'd expect. Now that's 10.6 volts, so clearly that shows an issue. However, I did know this battery was already shot. I'm using this one as an example. Even if that showed 12 volts or just over, as this one did yesterday, still do this test. I've just wedged my multimeter cables into the clamps that hold onto the battery, and you'll see the voltage there is not great. But like I said, even if that says 12, still do this test anyway. So it's in service manual, so I can push the accelerator to try and start the cart without it heading that way. But if you watch the voltage, that dipped into the 8 volt range. Now I've seen these start with as little as 6 volts. And sometimes when they're winding over, people go, well, it's not the starter, it's not the battery, they're winding over it fine. No, under load, that can still read 12 volts, hit it under load, and it dips down into the 10, sometimes 9, and even like that into the 8s. I'll do it again. That battery is clearly the issue, and that is the quickest way to load test your battery and see if it is your starting issue or not. If it's not starting at all, I'll try and make this not start at all. I'll push it down quite hard. I wonder if I can do it with it in gear and try and load it even harder. I'll hold my foot on the brake and try and load this accelerator, and we'll see what this does. There you go. Do it again. 6 volts, 5 volts. And that's how you're going to test very simply if your cart's starting issue is as simple as charge or change out the battery. So if now you want to change out the battery, this particular one is a 13mm just there, and undo that guy. That'll allow you to take that clamp off. And the same on this side. And then two 10mm on the clamp. By the look of that, I can get away with just undoing one clamp post. And swap a new one in. Even if you do think it is something else, maybe it is carburetor, maybe it is fuel pump, start there. Because the later carts have an electric fuel pump, they're all going to run off voltage. These later model Yamahas will actually flash a code on the dash. Google's your friend with the codes. Will actually tell you that there's low voltage. But as I said, do not trust the fact that the battery at rest tests with 12 volts with a multimeter. And so if I do that test again now with the new battery, you'll see 13.0. Pop him in service. And generally it'll stay above 11.5 volts. I think I saw 11.86, so that's a normal behaviour for a battery. Done. And then your golf cart should be back doing golf cart stuff.